Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Negative to Positive Show. And I tell you what, we're going to have a wonderful show tonight.
For sure.
I have some special guests in town. My lovely daughter, Janicia, and my grandson, Javon. And that's the bonus right there. The bonus is having my grandson here. And I didn't know he was going to be on the show with us. But I asked my daughter to come out because I really believe that Negative to Positive is about, you got to look right there. Negative to Positive is about changing your life, changing the way you think, changing how we are as a culture. And it starts with family. So I posted, 2 weeks ago that you were going to be here?
Yes.
And you want to say hello to your friends and family?
I do. I want to say hello to everyone all the way here from Atlanta, Georgia. Back to the 317. The ladies of Live, True Black Girl Magic. You guys are here with me in spirit. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. And thank you for having me.
All right, Javon, you want to say hello to somebody out there?
I want to say hello to my grandmother and
Anybody else?
my grandfather Kushmir, and I just wanted to say hello to them all the way back to home.
Well, thank you for being here.
Awesome.
All right, so our topic tonight is dads and daughters. We can switch back. There we go. Dads and daughters. So I think it's really important that we had this, and I wanted this to be my first show because you're in town, and I didn't want anybody else to be on the show. I wanted you to be on the show.
That's sweet. Did everybody else hear that he didn't want anyone else to be on the show?
Just for my first guest.
First.
I had a backup though.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna rap.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna
Well,
rap
I'm
because
glad
you
I
didn't
made
show up,
it.
So I was gonna
Okay.
make up something. But dads and daughters, and I love you.
I love you too.
And because I love you, it makes my life easier.
Mhm.
And when having daughters, I think it kind of pushes you as a man. You should be the model for them, the standard or some type of standard for them. But it doesn't always go right. It's always not perfect. And I wanted to talk about how we weren't together and how it was for you when we weren't together. And I want you to tell me what it was like growing up without me until we finally got it together.
Patched up.
Then I'm going to tell you what I thought at the same time.
Okay.
I'm not going to counter anything you say. What I'm saying
For sure.
is how different it is that we have different views in different times of our life. So tell the people what it was like to be without me.
I do believe it took us a while to grow our relationship to where it is now. Every little girl needs her daddy, right? We are always looking for that father figure if we don't actually get the chance to have you or have you guys in our life. I don't want to say it was absolutely terrible, but I do think I did miss some of the benefits of having a father without you being there. It definitely made me stronger as a person, but weaker than what my potential could possibly have me at now. I don't want to say it was all bad. I do, like I said, I just think that I missed a few of the benefits.
I don't think it's bad. I just think it's different, and I think it's just almost a part of life.
For sure.
So some bad, some good, but it was. But you see the difference between being with and being without.
Definitely. I definitely think or wish our relationship that we have now was before. When that absent period when you weren't there, I do wish that we did have the relationship that we have now.
Right.
A lot. I do wish that. But I'm glad that you're coming into play now. I definitely see the changes, the stages, the different steps that you took to become who you are now.
Okay.
And I am absolutely proud of you. No one else can be your biggest fan. I'm pretty sure that we can argue with that. There's some Posey girls out there, I'm pretty sure, that are willing to argue me down about that. But definitely, I believe I may be your biggest fan.
How important were the visits back then? When I was like living out of state and you guys were on 21st or 25th? You remember when I used to come see you guys over there?
I do. I
Yeah.
do remember.
And Edna.
I can tell you that there were few, and they were so important that I remember most of them to the T. I can remember you coming by Aunt Crystal's.
Yeah,
think it
I
was
remember that
Christmas.
visit.
Christmas, he got up and did the electric slide, y'all. That's the first time I learned my
electric
daddy
slide?
had the moves. Right?
Yeah, oh, is that right?
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
the
remember
that's
that.
the first time he got up and did a dance, and then I think I remember you buying me a purple Game Boy that I kept until it fell apart.
Right.
So, but those moments I do remember, and I probably would never forget them because there was so few. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I remember the different details and some of the small talks that we had. You just wanting to catch up. I definitely seen the pain in your eyes sometimes for not being there, but
Yeah, so here's how I saw it, being without, not being in your life, is wishing that those moments when I did show up, everything went as great as it could be.
Right.
And we would laugh and not show up, and I only hear the bad news, and then with the bad news, I gotta have this talk about the things that you shouldn't be doing,
Right.
or watching how you grow up and how the household was, and want to mention something about the household,
For sure.
and knowing that I'm not going to be there that long.
right.
And that was the sad part, and I wanted change so bad to absorb you in my life, but then family kicks in.
Right.
And when family is not into the groove of making everything all right, and them dealing with their old pains
Right.
and their old ways, kind of kept us apart.
Yeah.
Like when I wanted to take you to get your ID card, and
Yeah, I remember that.
so
day.
what happened was that was the same visit for Crystal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as a military member, your children get a dependent ID card, and your grandmother said, "I couldn't take you to Waukegan." You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
'Cause-
too far.
Yeah. They said they thought I was going to steal you.
Yeah, I am a very valuable piece.
Wait a second. Hold on a second.
Okay. So
Okay.
they didn't want to lose their favorite person.
No, they thought if I took you, then I wouldn't have to pay child support. That's what they thought.
That's
true.
you wouldn't give me back.
I would definitely. I give all my kids back to their mamas. I mean, I love them, but I love their moms having them. So
Right. Oh,
absolutely.
is
Well,
that
yeah,
what
I was a Marine at the time. You just couldn't go to do Marine things with me, but
Maybe.
well, you could probably pull it off. So.
Definitely.
But I mean, that was very important. The visits. So I'm saying this for dads because sometimes we get so angry at our relationships that we don't do our part. We skip right past doing our part. Is to make sure that they have love and feel love, because at some point you were that child, and you wanted people to come see you if you didn't have a parent, or if you only seen your parent part time. So the idea was I wanted to do the best I could with what limited time I had,
Right.
and that's when you saw me, and that's where the preparation, because there was a period in your life I didn't see you for 6 years.
I do remember that.
Yes, and if you can imagine someone not telling you where your child is, I think that was one of the things I could not understand. But when they wanted money, they found me.
Well, I also think there is a lack of communication there. Like you said, hurt people do hurtful things,
Absolutely.
right? I was there, but I wasn't there.
Right.
Right? So I can never take sides.
Right.
All I can do is kind of just put pieces together of a story that I've heard over and over again, right?
Right.
And kind of decide how that story actually happened. And being a grown woman with a child of my own,
Yes.
I can definitely tell some of the pieces of the story that was exaggerated, and some of them that was held from me for other reasons.
You think by not telling those stories, did it help you, or if they would have told you the truth? Let's not say truth. Let's not say truth, because that means somebody lied.
Okay.
When people can have a difference of view, I always say we all can be in the same house, but looking out different windows.
Right.
So, in the view that was given to you, would you have rather known, or was that okay? Did work with you? How did that sit with you, not knowing my side of the story? How about that?
I don't think the story really mattered. I think I just wanted my daddy. The story doesn't matter to me.
So, right. So what they're saying doesn't really matter.
No, it didn't matter.
Where's he at?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as I wasn't on mugshot.com or
Right.
I wasn't on America's
Right.
Most Wanted.
It didn't matter, but it definitely it plays a big part in the relationship that I have with my child now
Yes.
and his father.
Yes. So,
Right? So it's always been maybe your story that I was kept from you.
yeah.
And then mom's story, you know, he wasn't around. He was too busy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never want that part or that situation or scenario to happen between my 10-year-old son and I.
Right.
I don't want him to have 2 or 3 different stories. I kind of want him to have
I just
his
can't
own
stop looking at
interpretation.
her. Go ahead.
I am pretty, right? I think you're looking in the mirror. This is you with lashes and lipstick, right?
Really? Wait, you don't say that here. You don't say that down here in Atlanta.
Doesn't he? No, we don't want to say that in Atlanta. Right. But I didn't want that situation. I don't want that situation for my little one. So,
Right.
But I also don't want to make up some type of story to make him to be the hero. I want it clear as day exactly what's going on in his situation and our personal situation. I want it clear as day. So
you wanted to make sure the cycle was not repeated.
that's exactly it.
And that's what we call cycle breakers. You know, that's my plan. I want to be a cycle breaker. I don't want to do it like we used to do it. I don't want to do it like they did it. I don't want. So I think we're at that level, this generational level where I'm at. I don't know what they call my generation, but we have the ability to understand what was right and what was wrong, what was good and what was bad that was done to us. And that's the problem right there. We kind of know that those who we thought were supposed to love us didn't love us at the maximum they could have. They didn't make some of the decisions that they made. And we make decisions based off the people before us, a lot of them,
Right.
until we learn more, because everything else is just modeled, right?
Right.
So what was the next thing we was going to do? The bond. The bond. So, hold on, before you get started, yes, I have 5 lovely daughters, and they're all different.
We are.
They are all different. And the bond with each one of them is different.
Each and every one of us.
Yes.
It's like
So-
he has about 5 different girlfriends.
No, it's not the same. It's not
Without
the same.
that part, right?
Well, you know, right. I think, yeah, because you have to pay attention to each relationship, and you treat it. You're right. It's a different relationship.
It's just like you having multiple girlfriends.
Yes. Can you imagine? Was it IMO?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine IMOing with 5 women at the same time? And I think y'all just get to a point where I just need to call him by myself. Is it like that?
Yeah, we I don't know. We don't necessarily fight over you. We all get our chance with you. But like you said, we all have different relationships with you. I definitely think our relationship is totally different from any other one of my sisters.
Right. I
for
think we
sure.
should say the name Andre Posey, Taylor Posey.
Taylor Posey, Javonna Williams, Javonna Posey,
Yes.
right?
Is that all of them?
And
And
Kiana
Kiana Posey.
Please don't forget Kiana. Please don't forget Kiana.
Right. My oldest daughter is Kiana Posey. You want to say something? Okay. I see you moving your mic over there. You're not going to break out with a rap, are you? A song? Okay.
Well, so Kiana's the first, Andre is the second, I am the third,
Yes.
Taylor is the fourth, and then there's baby sister Javonna.
Javonna. Right.
Right.
So, the bond is, I can't live without it. As a matter of fact, a part of my journey to who I am today comes from, show my shirt off.
Oh, I see. Check you out.
Thank you. Part of my journey today stems from the foundation of love that to me, in my mind, I reignited because at some point, and I felt like I was not loved. I felt like nobody wanted to talk to me. Remember those?
Yeah.
I used to act, and I was.
You
in my
still
life.
get he still gets like that when we don't call, okay?
Well, no, I don't think so. I think I reach out more. I remember the conversation. I remember talking to Bree one day. I said, them damn kids won't call me. And you know what she said to me? Why don't you call them?
Yeah, the phone works both
absolutely,
ways.
Absolutely.
Mama
So
Bree always has her back. Let's
Yeah.
just say that. Hey, Mama.
we had to. Bree is my former spouse.
Right.
Is that it? Okay.
No, that's what we're going to. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You ain't gonna tell her, are you? You act like you gonna tell on me or something.
She can see you.
Okay.
You're
no,
alive.
she's in the air right now.
Okay. She's
she
definitely
can't.
going to double back.
She can't see it, but I have to give props to her
Mm-hmm.
because she accepted all my daughters.
Right.
Yes, and she's been a trooper right through that. So I
Yeah, she
appreciate
did.
that.
She was.
So it'd be great to have her on the show. We talk about bonding.
Definitely.
So, but the bonding part, it has to happen. It's not natural. You can't have kids and not intertwine in their life and figure out who they are, and you have to find the ways to love them the way they want to be loved.
Right.
The same way you want to be loved. You just can't just assume that's your daughter. They understand.
Right.
They don't. They don't. That's the relationship you actually have to have conversations with. You have to work through some things, and you have to trust. Trust they're going to bring it back to the table.
Definitely. Did you think I was going to show up
No,
today?
I didn't think you was going to show up today.
I think this is the perfect show to talk about this past weekend. First, I want to tell my daddy I'm sorry for upsetting you the way I upset you. But
There's no greater pain than when your love hurts you. Somebody gonna post
It
that.
wasn't-
There's no greater
That's-
pain than when your love hurts you.
this
I thought we broke up.
we exactly didn't I tell you? when we get into it, our bond is so tight. It is like a breakup, right?
Yeah.
If we are not seeing eye to eye, we definitely both are moping around, feeling a certain type
but
of way.
know this though, those lapses in times are shorter now.
They are.
Absolutely, I'm getting better. That's what therapy does it for you. Therapy does it for you. That helps your life. If you are stuck in your life and you have more depression than you do happy days, mental health is really, really important. So go out and get you some help, whether it be your minister or whether it's going to be some professional help. Just don't let it be a drug or a bottle to get your help. So what were you talking about? I just had to put that mental health plug in there.
Thank you. So, and speaking of which, do you think us making a session or getting to a session with you would help in certain situations? Have you ever thought about inviting us to a session with your therapist?
No.
Why not?
You asked me had I thought about it. No, I
Okay.
didn't think about it. I will ask her. I will ask my therapist,
Okay.
Miss Divine, how would that be? But I think the greatest thing was when I shared what PTSD was, and I
Right.
asked you guys to watch the video.
Yeah.
I mean, because you guys had no clue what was wrong with
No.
me. And I didn't know what was wrong with me for years.
Right.
And what I did was I actually went and got some help. Then I was like, hey, I
I
really
got
need
help.
you guys, right?
Right.
I
He
really
got some
need
help.
something-
He did, and we were all very, very proud. It's exciting to see the different steps that you take to become to become a better person. It's
Right.
truly exciting. To
Hold
the
a second.
point
Not that I was an extremely bad person. Not that I was.
No, not saying that, but I am a motivating person anyway, right? Just that gene that I got from you.
Oh, looks like we have a phone call.
We do have a phone call.
Let's see who it is.
That's Miss Williams.
Who's that?
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, you guys.
Hey, Javonna. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Daddy.
Okay,
How are
I'm
you?
gonna call you.
Hey, Auntie.
Yeah, I told him that you were upset and he hadn't called back. But this is the perfect time to tell him exactly how you feel, right? And watch him blush on TV.
Well, Daddy, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it on live TV. I'll fuss at you later.
Hi. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Go ahead.
But I just want to call you guys and tell you guys I love you, and I'm sorry I can't be there for Thanksgiving.
It's okay.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we're gonna FaceTime you when we eat.
Right.
Oh, please don't do that. I'll be at work. I'll be very upset.
Is there anything that you wanted to talk to Dad or mention or say to him?
I just really, first of all, I want to say that even though we are not biologically, related, I really appreciate you stepping up.
Oh, I'm not gonna
You have
cry.
no clue. You have no clue what that means to me.
Actually, baby girl.
Although you've always been around, but now actually saying the words, actually being able to call you father, and it's I can't really explain it. I'm just letting you know that it means a lot to me.
Thank you.
It really does.
Thank
For
you.
you to even step up as a father, as I can call you and talk to you about things.
Mm-hmm.
You coming down here like after a week after I had like this really big breakup. It was a very toxic breakup, and like you just showed up at my door and you just made it all better.
Thank you.
And
That's what daddies are for.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And for once, I actually feel that, and it's amazing.
Well, thank you, because I remember the phone call when you called me. And you know, I think it's nothing greater when you pronounce this is what I need, and this is where I would like to go. And we talked for about an hour, and in that hour she told me what she needed, and I have what she needed, and all I can do is share it.
Right.
You know, and I wish I could have absorbed you sooner. But we know how that went, but we know where we at now. So thank you. Thank you, Javonna.
You're welcome.
All right. We got to go.
We'll
before
call
I
you
start
later.
crying up here.
Yeah, because I'm on breaking legs. Love you guys.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was so cool.
So for those of you that don't know the story behind that, Javonna Williams is my baby sister. She is my mother's second daughter. And for quite some time, Javonna has had her biological father absent in her life. And during the same time that Dad and I began growing our relationship, he also took Javonna under his wing and gave her exactly what she was looking for, according to their conversation that they just exchanged over the telephone here.
Absolutely.
And so I do think that is amazing. I think just being able to do that. Do you see what you have helped her with?
Yes. I think we're kind of like the foundation. I mean, the ground floor. And if you're not grounded, you're in quicksand.
For sure.
You know, you're on snow, you're slippery, and you're like a chihuahua on a linoleum floor in your life. Wait a minute, just picture that.
Linoleum floor? Wait, what?
Kick, slide, right? But it's so important that we are grounded. If you're not grounded, find a way to be grounded. You know, I grew up without my dad,
For sure.
and I just couldn't. It was awkward. It was like missing. It was like, wow, why did you make me? That's what it was like. Why would you make me and leave me? Why would you allow the relationship to be empty like that? And how do you do that? You know, but if you don't know that that's a cycle and you have to break the cycle, you can easily slide into it
without
what
even
was done
knowing
to
it.
you.
Without even knowing it.
and so I hear a lot of stories about relationships when they're over, and she says, you know, he doesn't contact his child, he doesn't speak to his child, he doesn't do this and doesn't do that. Then you ask that next question, well, what was it like with him and his dad, or her and her dad? And then you can see a pattern of the disconnect. And in that disconnect, a lot of things can happen in that disconnect, and I think it's sad when that happens and people are not bonded. Bonded to me is just like, you know, this relationship is never going to end.
No.
That's what true bonding is. It's never going to end until one of us leaves this earth, and then all the pictures I put on Facebook about myself, you always be able to look at that.
You are definitely my father.
Wait.
If anybody is watching this right now, they know.
Practice.
No, that is the Posey gene. I tell you what.
I do that because I want to be able to be the best photographer I can.
Right.
And then since you guys don't live in town,
Right.
then I have to practice on myself.
Well, you know, I'm always down for my photo shoot.
Yeah. I guess we'll be posting that on
Def-
Sunday. I'm pretty sure you
Sunday.
should be having a new shoot.
Yes.
So, the need. There's a need for you in my life. There's a need for the women in my life because it reminds me of how to treat women. It
Well,
does.
that can go two ways now.
Well, Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, I always come back to you to get, when I'm ready to get my Mac on. I always hit my daddy up when I'm trying to get my Mac on.
Right.
And he always give it to me straight and let me have it raw, real, and needed.
Right.
Right.
But I say it to the point where I want to make sure that I don't want anything to happen to you, because I think I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. Actually, earlier today, he was talking about the sins of a father. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't think the sins of a father really go down to your children unless you trying to catch Jack's attention? Yeah. Okay. He has to go to the restroom, Jack. Thank you, Javon. Okay. The sins of a father. I says, I think that the sins of a father only affect your child if you do not
break the cycle
and love your child and train your child against what you've done.
Right.
If I say I'm the master of mistakes, it's because I made those mistakes before you.
Right.
And you have to trust my wisdom, my experience, and my pain, because I don't want you to go through it.
Right.
It's like when I tell people, why do we write books? We write books so you don't have to go through what we went through.
Right. It has taken me a few times to bump my head before actually learning to action before I touch the hot stove, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you want to see that scar there? That scar there?
I don't want to see those. No,
right.
I don't want any more
tattoos,
scars.
those are me on the stove, because I'm trying to make sure that I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I know I wasn't guided. Mm-hmm. I wasn't guided in being married. I wasn't guided in being a son. I wasn't guided in being dad. And you know what? There's no excuse.
Right.
Truly no excuse, because no one told you or showed you. The instant you know that you're not on the right track, that's the time to get on the right track. The instant you know. The instant you complain about something. I hate my job. Then tighten up your resume, go get another one, right?
We had that talk before.
I ain't got no money. Plot to make some money.
We had that talk before.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's the moment of change. If
right.
you want to be a change agent, the instant you know it's time to change, that's when you should be changing. I mean, when I started to change, I went full throttle. Mm-hmm. When I woke up, just like I wrote in my book, when I realized how important I was to you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the thing that saved my life, because other than that, I felt hopeless, and there was nothing that I was going to do to fix it for me. I was calling it
Yeah.
I was calling it quits. But then that time we all got on Facebook and
Mm-hmm.
you guys blocked me, you remember that? The first time we was on?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember the first time I was on y'all page and I was watching what y'all was doing in social media. I was like, what the hell?
Where's my pearls?
Don't you pull no angel wings out. I was on your page.
Excuse me, sir. I am a activist in the community, and the things that are on my page are all appropriate. So I don't think I would have a reason to block you.
How the hell you going
from
lie
my
right here?
page?
Hold on a second. No, I wasn't talking last week. I was on your page last week. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about when we first encountered each other on social media. But, I'm not going to hold you to that, because change does come, right? Right. But I did notice, but if I wasn't a part of your life, there is no wall to say, hey, I'm not going to cross that line because my dad is watching.
Right.
Because I know I'll get that phone call or that text message. Call me. CALLME.
In all capital letters.
Absolutely, because that's my job. My job is to make sure that some type of discipline, some type of idea. Now, this is the job that's supposed to be done by dads.
Right.
If you find out too late, it's never too late. Is it too late to dad a child? Is it too late?
I think you just tried to give me a whooping when I showed up.
I meant, no, not that.
He just tried to whoop me when I got here.
As long as the rotator cup is good, you can get a whooping. But what I'm saying is it too late to come back in the fold and be dad? Because because when I'm talking to men, I says no matter what, they still want to hear from you. If you haven't talked to them in years,
dads never give up. I can say that. Don't ever give up because you feel like it's too late.
Right. That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Just showering them with the love that you have for them. Would help out a lot.
In this book right here, I Am My Own Dad, I talk about reconnecting with your kids. When you have gone astray, you've gone in your own way, gone to jail, or if you've been drugged out for years. Hey, people are finally giving us some likes. I appreciate that.
Hi, everybody.
All right. I'm sorry. We so in our conversation. I haven't said hello to anybody. I can't read my feed right now. Let me see.
There you go with the glasses, y'all.
Hold on a second.
Did you take them off and lick your lips?
Let me.
Your LL Cool J?
No. Hey, you see, my lips been getting darker lately.
What does that mean?
That means they're working. Mm-hmm. So how's this thing go? How do I see this thing? There we go.
LL Cool J?
Yeah. So hold on a second. I can make it back. Hold on a second. Let me turn this thing down.
He didn't want us to
There we
go
go.
live
All
on
right,
that
there
thing.
we go. Being daddy's girl, seeing and hearing you love your daughter. Hey, Cecilia, long time. Hey, Elk. What's up, Bridge? Yes. Hey, Fanny. Cousin Fanny.
Hey, cousin.
I am so sorry. I just forgot to pay attention to this feed to say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody out there who's checking us out. We are having a dad and daughters talk, and we talked about the love, the bond, and the need. I do need my daughters, because if I'm not in a relationship, where you gonna get your love from?
I am just us having a conversation earlier today.
Yeah.
Going down the line of your girlfriends that we have, the four of us.
Yeah.
I just really hope that you're getting what do they say? You reap what you sow. You getting it from all your girls?
Yes. I tell you, okay, so as a single man, you want love, and people think you want a loving relationship. You want love.
Right.
And if you can get love, the rest of it, you can hold off. People talk about, I don't want to settle. The reason you don't settle is because you fulfill.
You feel you have all the love that you need, or have everything that you require.
Yeah, it makes it hard on everybody else. Yes.
It does. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I can see that.
Absolutely. I get my thrills, I get my love, I get my attention, I get all that, which makes my life easier. So if I'm out there thinking about being in a relationship, I'll be like, hey, you just can't, you got to top what I got.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I don't know about all that.
Okay.
But you have to be able to, I'm being fed.
Yeah.
I'm not going out there hungry. So it does make a difference.
Yeah, it does. I can see that.
And I'm all about that. I'm all about making my life easier. Now, I know whoever I decide I'm going to be with has to go through this gauntlet of women in my life, but I'll give them the brief.
And I'm the nice one.
Oh yeah, who's the not so nice one? Don't say it out loud. Wait.
Don't say it out loud.
Who's not the nice one?
You know who's not the nice one. Everybody knows who's not the nice
Okay,
one.
we're not gonna call anybody out because they might be on the show and then be like, so we don't want to do that.
No, we got sister love. We're pretty tight. So she know who she is though.
Hey, thanks, Anthony.
Absolutely. She knows exactly who she
is.
is.
Her. Yes, we love her. So, and that's where. So, anybody want to call in? It'd be nice if somebody called in. We want to hear someone else talk about their relationship with their father, their dad, or somebody who was missing who came back, and how it came together. That would be great, because we're not the only daughters and dads. No. And I meet a lot of dads. What's going on? No, it's not ringing yet. I meet a lot of dads who are not connected with their children, and they don't know how to make it happen. So I believe you should just show up.
Show up and show out.
Yes.
You give them advice. Do you feel as though we tried to push you away at some point?
No. No. The thought of pushing me away was in my own head.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't love me. They don't want to hear from me. I did.
This.
I could have did better. Yeah, I could have. I failed.
Came up with a lot of different things.
The word is.
A lot of reasons.
The word is I failed. I feel like I failed you. And that's in my own head, because not one of you guys told me I failed you.
No.
Even if you thought I did, you were trying to get me to feel that lane, so it didn't feel like failure.
Right.
fix this. Because I tell you what, I can't wait to have Paul Posey, your brother, in here.
I was just getting ready to say something about him. So
Oh,
I
my
know
goodness.
I noticed the
that
twinkle
guy.
in your eye when you see him and my new nephew Andre
Yes.
together.
Yes. Yeah, because Paul's a dad now, and I told him, I said, you better than me.
And he's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait to see you guys this weekend.
Yeah.
And hold both of my new nephews in my arms together. But I can definitely tell that he has watched you, right?
Uh-huh. Yes.
He's watched you in every stage that you've had that you've had since he's been born.
Yes.
And do you guys sit back and talk and have a dad to dad kind of conversation, or a man to man all the time, or more than?
I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna save it for the show with Paul.
With him, okay.
Yes, because yes, I talk to my son.
Mm-hmm.
I have to talk to my son, but it's like talking to the young me.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I can
me.
see that.
If I could project myself out in the future, and I came back talking to me, I would want someone to come and talk to me like I talk to him, and not interfere with his growth, but give
Right.
him I like to say, the decision-making factors. The decision-making factors that caused me to do what I did.
Right.
I don't want those to be his factors. So but to sit in front of that guy.
And see, you just see the generations, and then he has all grandsons.
The
Would you
sins
look
of a
at
father,
that?
I think that flipped because I got grandsons.
He has all
I don't want any
grandsons.
granddaughters. No, I don't.
I don't think you'd be able to handle a granddaughter.
Absolutely.
Now you kind of get mushy with the grandson. So if
Yeah.
you get a granddaughter, it's over.
Yeah,
You might as
I
well
don't-
just give
but
up.
That's how it's supposed to go. It's the train
sure.
of love that's working to make sure that I love these guys even when I don't see them.
Right.
And everything I'm doing right now is for them,
Yeah,
not for you.
and we
It's for
all
them.
recognize that. Oh, not
Yeah,
for me.
not for you. It's no, because you are who you are now,
Mm-hmm.
and they get to see me do what we do right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the standard set for them. This is the hurdles they're going to have to jump over. Is the hurdles that Granddaddy put out there.
Right.
And the go-getter part is they're going to have to be better than me.
Right.
That's right, because I believe, and I wish I'd known this years ago, is people shouldn't have kids who are not planning on making them greater than themselves.
Yeah.
That's the purpose. That should be the only purpose of having a child is I want to create something greater than me. I'm sorry, I can't get to read everything. Nope. It is never too late. Thank you, Gracie. Good to see you. I thought about you today too, Gracie.
Hi, Miss Gracie.
How many people out there watching? 1,100. No, 11 people right now, totally loud. It's 1,100. But by the time I'm done with the understanding and sharing what I believe in family unity, I hope it will be 1,100 people.
Well, I can say that your children definitely recognize the path that you are laying down for us. We talk about it all the time.
Even when
Right?
you're not talking to me?
Even when I'm not talking to you, especially when we're not talking to you.
These are no perfect relationships, but these are relationships that are bonded and this shall be maintained as best you can do it because it affects their growth.
It does.
You know, yeah, the greatness. They're going to be great if I am so, I don't know if the word lucky, but I really accepted making all those mistakes so I can come and tell you about them.
Okay.
And surviving those mistakes so I can come and tell you about them. Because I don't want you to go through what I went through because it's not necessary. You know, I think the road to greatness is a straight line. But we take a lot of detours on that line and we still make it to greatness.
Right.
But we got to be doing great things to get to greatness. And it's really important. So the dads and daughters thing to me is totally, oh my goodness.
I think my GPS is still rerouting.
What do you mean?
He said the path is being laid out for us.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
yes.
my GPS is still rerouting.
Well, my
right?
failures are your gems.
Right.
Yes, it's GEMS.
Okay.
Yeah, not confused with gym shoes.
I,
Right. But this is what we do, and this is family. And I'm so, I can have celebrities on the show, I'm sure, but
Excuse me. I am a celebrity.
I mean, external celebrity. Are you you're a family celebrity? You're a worldwide celebrity?
I'm a real celebrity.
Okay,
People really know me.
Okay, I understand.
Okay.
There's 12 people viewing right now, and I'm pretty sure 11 of them are your friends.
I'm almost certain
Okay.
that 11 of them are mine.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. So, let's take a look at what we talked about today.
Did you have any questions on that board over there?
I can't read it. Absolutely.
Let me help you out.
It should be greater. You both look awesome and great conversation. I love you.
Hi, sugar.
Hey, it would be great if somebody called in before we left.
I do think so. Give us a call, guys. Ask us any question.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, make the phone ring. If you see the number down there, 470-251-4343. We are sitting right here. We will take your call.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, let's see.
Who's that? Oh, you still reading that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to have conversations. Without conversations, you have chaos because nobody knows what anybody else is thinking. What do
For
you
sure.
think? Yeah. I didn't know. And you surprised me today.
That was the plan. Oh, let
It's
me
hard
tell
to
you how
surprise
he
me.
was so mad at me. He was so mad. It's not funny. It's not funny. But he was so mad. I tell you, but I think we both were very frustrated. Like I said, I do apologize. But disappointing you was disappointing me, if that makes sense.
I called you petty.
You did call me. He called me petty. He said, "This is petty." I said, "I agree." So we agreed on the argument, right? Or going back and forth.
Absolutely.
Because there was no disrespect. So
But you know what? I tell you something else too. You guys are my friends too.
yeah,
Yeah, because without friendship, we couldn't fall back on anything.
for sure.
Absolutely, because I wouldn't even talk to you.
He did not want to talk to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just showed
So,
up.
let me
I
tell you
had
what
his
it's like.
grandchild
Hold on a
with
second.
me.
No, let me tell you what it's like to having 5 daughters and you don't talk to one, right? If you don't talk to one, nobody took my call. It was like you couldn't call to complain to anybody about what was going on.
Absolutely.
I was like, I'm not talking to her.
The Posey girls are in the building, honey.
Yeah, so
If you're not talking to one of them, you're not talking to all of them, or the complete opposite. They're all gonna call you at one time.
yeah.
Watch your back.
So that's the kind of that's love. That's family love right
For
there.
sure.
I appreciate it. So hey, check me out if you have not met me. We talked a little bit about my book. I Am My Own Dad, but that talks about family too in that book. So it's also about the part in the back of the book about being a dad. It works for daughters too, because you have to connect with your kids. Believe me, no matter how old they are, they still need to hear from you. They still need you to have that conversation with them. And sometimes they need to blow off some steam to let you know how bad they were hurting. How about that?
Was that a shot?
No.
Was that a shot?
No, I'm just saying that when kids haven't spoken to their parents for a long time and they feel they're not being paid attention to, they just get angry at them when they do reach out. That's what I meant.
Okay.
I don't, I can shoot, right? I didn't shoot a shot.
Don't shoot, please.
All right, I'm just saying.
We know you trained.
What you want.
We know you trained. But definitely, yes, holding in something
Absolutely. It
for
turns
quite
into a
some
cancer.
time. Yeah.
And then when you come out, it's just like, I've been waiting to see you.
Well, let's
Then how
see.
am I supposed to decipher that? Yeah.
Well, for a really long time, I thought you were really upset with me
Hold
having.
on a second. We have a caller. Let's see who this is. You call in the NEG2POS show. This is Paul Posey. How can I help you?
Well, hello there. How are you guys?
Powerful. Who's this?
That's Miss Katrina.
Yes.
Hi,
How you guys
cousin. How are you?
Katrina Miller?
Yes, Katrina Miller. The Miller gang is in the
I'll
building.
try to remember some of your family. Hey,
Yeah.
Katrina, how are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to let you guys know that I really, really appreciate you guys doing this show because I struggle with this situation with my daughter, her father, in similar ways. So I'm glad I'm going to share this with her, share this with her father, and maybe next time, they can tune in to start watching your show. I really appreciate this segment.
Thank you, Katrina.
Thank you so much for calling because, and yes, it does take just a little elbow grease to make it work. But we both have to want to make it work.
If he can't stay the course for him, he should stay the course for her.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that because it takes a bigger person to make this happen,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He's got to want it. I think our lives are incomplete when we're not connected.
I
Just
feel
how I feel
so
about
sad when I don't talk to my daddy. I
Really?
do. I do. I do. I think everybody knows that. Even the girls at work. They all know that.
Say
What
what?
you said, every girl needs their father. That is absolutely true.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely true. So
And
I appreciate you guys. I really do.
I think having Uncle Vincent in you guys' life the way he was heavy was really great for the relationship with him and the three of you guys, or four of you guys. It's four. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, it really was.
It was.
And, unfortunately, like when my dad passed away, all of my friends that were around me had no feelings. They were like, well, my dad wasn't in my life, so oh well. And it really made me even sadder for them that they didn't know the love that
They didn't have that opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right. But Uncle Vincent was just not a father to you guys. He was also a father to every one of us in the Miller gang. So we do appreciate you, Uncle Vincent. Rest in peace. We miss and love you. And thank you for calling, Big Cousin. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your support.
Yes, thank you guys. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Okay.
All right.
That was so sweet of her to call.
Yeah. I told you 11 of those people are my people. Did you think this is a game?
I can't believe my
No,
friends
I
didn't
do.
call.
I do want to say this though. So the last question or the last thing we were discussing was saying how you hold something in,
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. And then it finally lashed out. And I do want to say that for a really, really, really long time, I thought you were so upset and so disappointed with me having Javon at the age of 16 that kind of ruined our relationship for a moment. I always thought you were extremely disappointed in me, and which made me push to not disappoint you again, if that makes sense. So when we do go through things and it's like when you say, hey, you got to push harder, I never want to disappoint you, right? So it kind of hurts my feelings when we go back and forth like that, because I'm already on the don't disappoint daddy
And
kick.
without that wall, without that dad wall, anything goes.
Anything goes.
Yeah, isn't it?
So you think the wall there is healthy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like because it makes you stop. Like, my dad wouldn't approve of that. Or
Yeah.
my dad wouldn't like that. I think that's a positive wall that you run into. And I always say, if you can't do it, then lie. Say, I can't do that. I can't smoke crack because of my daughters. That's a positive wall right there. I can't do it. When you offer me something that if there's a reason,
Right.
and you'll see your reason to either grow or not do something. Jack, how we doing? Ready? Well, hey, this has been a wonderful time with my daughter, Janicia, my grandson, Javon. They stopped by. They came in from Indianapolis. I want to say I love you.
I love you
and
too.
I love you being a part of me, my bond, my need. All right?
And
So
I
this
got
is-
all the love.
Right, and this is the Negatives to Positive show with Paul Posey. Hey, show number 2. I'm blessed. And time's up.